What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Unknown Coatings channel. Got another chassis today. This one's a little bit different. This is actually a Baja Bug like race chassis, and this chassis was kind of interesting. It had already been sandblasted, and then a bunch of other stuff was added to it, including some stuff that wasn't sandblasted. And I know that sounds weird, but you can actually tell where they had taken parts off of a different chassis, ground, the powder, paint, whatever off, and then welded it to this chassis. So I don't know what it's modified for. Like I said, I don't know a ton about this thing. We only got kind of a brief description of what it was, but this one is probably the most bars of anything I've ever done. Most weird little things that I had to find, a way to get powder into without dragging my hose over anything else. So this one's basically about, like booth management or hose management, mostly in this case. Thankfully, I did not have to lay on my back underneath this one. I had access to all the bars kind of from the sides, so that was kind of nice. This is it, of course, after sandblasting, after it's all hung up. Got all the vital areas, any threaded whatever areas or machined areas, master plugged off. And we're going with heavy steel from Prismatic Powders. There's, of course, my parcel mask that you guys have seen in a couple videos here. Spraying this on the Gema Optiflex Pro. And you're going to see that I ran my hose underneath the rack. And I'm pretty sure I've pointed this out in other videos. But this is the best way to stop from pulling your hose up into stuff that hangs low if you're doing, big stuff like this. I know this is not necessarily what a lot of you guys do. A lot of you guys are doing, smaller projects where you don't necessarily have to worry about dragging the hose up across your part. But putting it underneath your rack, if you can, is a great way, especially when you go to the other side of this chassis. And I've got to not only go to the other side of the chassis, but I have to hold the gun up in the air. Putting it underneath both bars on the rack, eliminates any chance of that hose dragging on the bottom. Now, the bottom does tend to be what I spray last as I move to the back. That way, if by chance the hose does touch it, it's less of a problem. And as I work my way through this chassis, I guess now is as good a time as ever to ask you guys to please hit that like button on this video. Subscribe to the channel. We're getting so close to 20,000 subscribers. Found out like 75% of the people who view my videos aren't subscribed, so if you don't mind, it's absolutely free. You can change your mind at any time. Hit that subscribe button, turn on all notifications so you get a heads up when I post new videos. Give this video a like and leave a comment. If you guys have any thoughts or input on videos that you'd like to see coming up, be sure to hit me up in the comments and let me know. And so you'll see as I work through this, I always put my hose underneath both bars on the rack. And you'll see me grab the hose a lot and hold it out away from the part. And these hoses are, they're flimsy, but they also have, 3 lines running up them technically. They have the big hose, the small hose, and then the electrical part of it. And so they are kind of rigid. They kind of flop around sometimes. And the best way to eliminate that is to hold on to it, obviously. I usually hold it up and away, or, occasionally I'll drop it over my shoulder. That one's a little more rare in these setups just because of the way that our racks are set up in relation to the booth and where the gun is placed. That's not typically a problem for me. Putting it up over your shoulder is typically if you have to spray down into something. And I've done that on projects in the past, but it's pretty rare. I don't even know if I've shown it on this channel. So this is going into the oven for first flow out. Going to be doing 2 coats on this. The customer opted not to do primer, which we, of course, don't ever recommend. But
A few
doing a
moments
second coat,
later.
obviously, you want to make sure you get full coverage and getting every single bar as it runs into another bar, every single one of those welds. A lot of time powder doesn't like to stick to all of those, especially evenly. And spraying this color was very similar to the blasted color. I mean, a little bit darker, obviously, but this ensures that there's no light spots, no weird spots in any of the welds. As I do this, I do want to give you guys a heads up that on April 30th, which is a Tuesday, I'm going to be doing a live Q&A. I have not done one of these in maybe it's 2 years. I'm going to go back to doing them at least once a week. Every other week will probably be something like a members only thing, something along those lines. Haven't quite figured that part out yet, but I will know more and tell you guys more Tuesday, April 30th. We're going to be doing it at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Might be doing some giveaways and stuff. I'm not really sure yet. Still got to get back into the flow of things, doing stuff with the live Q&As. Used to do giveaways and stuff during those all the time, so expect those to be coming back. Overall, this chassis turned out absolutely amazing. I got a bunch of random shots of it here, so while we're looking at this, and then I actually am going to roll this out into the sun so that you can see it. But did want to give you guys a heads up. If you're into powder coating or powder coating content, be sure to check out the Facebook group UKC Army. Lots of helpful people in there, lots of useful information. I do allow like for sale ads and things like that. I try to keep all the, I'll say Chinese and Indian companies and everything that are selling a bunch of random products, usually powder or low end equipment. I try to keep all that stuff off, minimize that as much as possible. I'm not in any other powder coating groups, by the way, so if you guys do have questions for me, that's a great place to hit me up. You can also hit me up at the email ukcarmy@gmail.com, which I believe is located in the description of this video. You can also contact me through Facebook, through my Unknown Coatings page, or Instagram through my Unknown Coatings page. I'm not really on much social media wise except the UKC Army page, so that's probably your best bet, or email. Like I said, this chassis turned out great. Customer was absolutely stoked on it. We're supposed to be getting some sort of pictures and videos of this thing fully assembled. Actually did this a couple months ago now. Obviously I'm playing catch up with all the videos, as you guys can tell, as I'm blazing through them here in the month of April, but actually still recording a ton of content, and still able to keep posting these older videos, so it's working out great. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.